Hey everybody, welcome to the Handmade Guitar Showcase 2014. There's Alan Gorman and Inga. This show was Alan's idea, and between the two of us we pulled it off. This is the table I shared with Ann Hartman and George Gray. Ann Hartman, of course, builds exquisite banjos. But the little L00 guitar that she brought, that's the guitar I wanted to take home. What a gorgeous piece that was. That's the Sunburst we're seeing right now, and beside her was George Gray. George and I go back to the 70s when Linda and George and Tony Duggan-Smith and I worked with Larrivee. There's George right there. He brought a couple of gorgeous instruments with him. There's George talking to Linda. And there's William Laskin. Grit, of course, is the master of inlay and one of the stars of the show. Talking about stars of the show, there's Linda Manzer, who, with her Archtop Picasso and the Matheny model, her work is unbelievable. Peggy White, there's Peggy right there. I just love the guitar she brought with the Italian spruce top. The thing sounded like God. It was a gorgeous piece. Oscar Graf. This is Oscar's last show. We've all looked up to and been inspired by Oscar for decades. There's Michael Greenfield, came in from Montreal, builds guitars for everyone from Keith Richards to Andy McKee. Mark Beneteau is one of my all-time favorite builders, builds superb instruments for players like Don Ross. This table with Mark Kett, Alistair Miller, and Michael Kennedy. This is the next generation that'll take lutherie to the next level. There's Mike Kennedy right there. He brought a couple of gorgeous instruments with him. There he is showing off the back of one of the guitars. It's spectacular. Look at the detail on that Edward Klein guitar. That's his new performance instrument. There he is showing a customer one of his Galaxy 5 basses. There's Randy Finney playing one of the performance. Ed Klein is just a genius of design. There's Tony Carroll, just had an impressive display with several of his creations, including a stunning harp guitar. There's Naomi Shembri, Sergei de Jong, Alistair Miller. That's one of Sergei's jazz nylons. Sergei is simply one of the best luthiers of my generation. And Sheldon Schwartz brought one of his Oracle models. These things are not just works of art, but extremely well thought and executed musical instruments. I just love this guitar. Chris Lounsbury, man, remember that name. Chris is relatively new to the scene, but he's already catching everybody's ear. There he is helping Dennis Kwasniewski, who is, of course, a veteran builder. Dennis's guitars always command a lot of attention at the shows. His work is wonderful. There's Louis Fior de Mesquita talking to Sergei de Jong. Louis sells his instruments all over the world, and as a matter of fact made a guitar for Sting last year. That's a gorgeous instrument he's got there. He's always just comes up with innovative ideas, and I just love his work. Pete Swanson, Dagmar Guitars. I just break out in a sweat just thinking of how Pete fits all of those pieces together on the sides of his instruments. I love those things. And Joe Yanisiello was right next to him. Joe showed up with his new Archtop guitar. He builds for players like Bill Frisell, Kevin Bright, makes flat tops, Weisenborn, lap steels, electrics. Just one of the best woodworkers I've ever met. There's Grit Laskin again, and you could just see his guitar with the armrest that he invented back in the 80s. And man, look at that inlay. Here's Linda again. Anyone who's met Linda know that she just lights up any show that she's at. G.W. Barry, Gordon, for my money, is one of the top 10 flat-top steel string builders in the world today. He is that good. He was at the same table as Douglas Harrison. Doug's Neo Jazz and GB models are two of the most innovative jazz guitars around. His GB is the just incredibly versatile gigging guitar, and there's one right there. Patrick Hodgins, that's him on the right of this photo. I just love his Little Tree Guitar Company that uses sustainable domestic woods and makes some of the most extraordinary instruments with my favorite all-time guitar shape. That was Dennis Kwasniewski again, and again, just a crowd around his table. That's a gorgeous thin line Yanisiello. That was a beautiful instrument. We were really lucky to get Mario Beauregard to come all the way from Montreal. His archtop and his mandolin were showstoppers. There he was, a selfie with Sheldon and him playing his mandolin. It was great to have him there. I think the most fun for me at the show was hanging out with old friends and talking shop. I think it was for most of the builders. It's a really good group of people. There's me and Grit. Then there was Marquette there talking to Pete Swanson. They sometimes collaborate together. This archtop by Tony Duggan Smith. This was the other guitar I just wanted to take home. It's spectacular. There's Tony there. We've worked together for years. Just had a blast at the show. Thanks to Alan Gorman, Chalkers, Deb and Inga, all the folks who attended, and especially my friends in the luthier community. Thanks, guys.